NBC Sports and Ally, the Alliance of Action Sports, presents the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championships. Just 1 year ago, his win here at High Point catapulted Chad Reed to a championship run. While his consistency has kept him at the top of the 2010 standings, Ryan Dungey, having found his speed with an impressive showing last week in Texas, now has Reed squarely in his sights. With Dungey now joining Reed and Mike Alessi at the top of the standings, the time has come for the likes of Ben Townley, Josh Grant, and Davi Millsaps to show they have what it takes to insert themselves into the title picture. Today, in Mount Morris, Pennsylvania, at the Rockstar Energy Drink High Point National. Next on NBC. It's round 3 of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship, the Rockstar Energy Drink High Point National at High Point Raceway in Mount Morris, Pennsylvania. The 32nd annual event. The fans are packing the gates. People are pumped for racing today. And of course, this is all part of Ally, the Alliance of Action Sports. So let's send it down to our host of Ally, Jackie Pickering.
Thanks so much for the introduction, guys. I am your Ally Sports host. Now, what exactly is Ally? Well, Ally is everything action sports, whether it's skateboarding, snowboarding, BMX, we have got it all. But today, it is all about motocross, baby. That's right, it is hot and muggy out here at the track, and we even had some rain showers, but obviously the fans have come out to have a great time. I will be checking in with you throughout the show, but for now, let's send it to the guys who will be calling all the action.
Thanks, Jackie. Jason Wygant here, joined by three-time AMA Motocross champion Jeff Emig. And we're excited for this third round of the tour because the bugs are worked out of the training programs, the bikes. Everyone's going to be 100% going for the win today.
Well, and was it obvious at Freestone that Ryan Dungey got some much-needed rest, came in and dominated that event. Also, the reigning champion, Chad Reed, an incredible ride there, really showed the heart of a champion. But behind him, there's guys like Townley, Grant, Alessi, and even a privateer like Kyle Regal that came out and got second in the second moto, and he rode up to that position. So a lot of heart that we're going to see here at High Point today. It's going to be incredible racing.
It is. Let's go down to the pits with Tiffany Simons, who'll have the scoop from the racetrack all day long.
Thanks, guys. The one name that everyone will be watching for out here is Ryan Dungey. At just 20 years old, he has won virtually everything he has ever entered, including and most recently a Supercross championship as a rookie. Now he is poised to take over and race one of the final things on his list, an outdoor 450 title.
You kind of almost got to pinch yourself because you're like, or you're saying, don't wake me up from this dream or whatever. You know, you believe it, but the first one's special. That's where it's like, I guess it really didn't sink in until, I guess, the banquet. That's when it kind of really hit me, you know, and it's like, wow, you know, that was a major accomplishment. Coming in, it was just, you know, I don't think a lot changed. I think I just was able to, you know, apply what I've learned all these years and then go for it. There really wasn't a lot to it, just, you know, just try to prepare as best as I could. Every sport takes a man to do it, but outdoors is like, you got to be tough, and that's why I like it. And you know, because you know, you got to physically prepare too, as long as mentally also. But it'll be cool. You know, that's next on the list and the next goal. And it's been great working with the guys, and the testing's good. And so it'll be cool. It'll be awesome to share that and try to, you know, go through these next rounds of outdoors. So just try to, you know, one race at a time and enjoy it.
Well, there's a bit of a Supercross Championship hangover for Dungey. He had to relax a little bit after that one, but now he's back and focused on motocross and out front, Jeff.
Well, he certainly is. And take a look at the career highlights here. This guy's pretty young, and he's already notched everything except 450 motocross, the premier motocross championship here in the U.S.
And he's definitely one of the favorites to be able to do it. But in order to do that, he's got to tame this racetrack at High Point. Take us through it, Jeff.
Well, this is off the start gate here. You see it makes this big left-handed sweeper. And by the time they get to that first right, somebody will establish themselves as the leader. It's going to be important, as always. Come down in this section. This right-hander has got this massive right-handed double that is really cool. Track's going to be pretty tough all the way through. There's some slippery spots, there's some ruts, there's some jumps. This track's got everything, and the off-cambers here at High Point are some of the most memorable sections for the riders. And let's take a look at the onboard here. This is Brett Metcalfe, and this is actually during press day a couple days ago, and you see as they come down these hills, and this is this uphill triple. Now watch, he only doubles it, but if he tripled it, he would actually gain some more time. The one thing you can see is the rider before him is throwing off so much roost. There's even more roost here today.
Now another X factor is, of course, the weather. It was really nice on Thursday when we shot this, but we've had some rain today, so that's going to shake things up even more. Here's how you run the gauntlet in motocross. You got to put in 2 motos with 40 riders each one 30 minutes plus 2 laps in length, and then we'll take the scores from both races, combine them to determine an overall winner. So you got to be consistent here at High Point. Just about an hour south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Definitely great times here at the motocross tracks, and we'll be ready for moto number 2 of the 450s and determine our champion here in Pennsylvania. So you don't want to go anywhere. The Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship is brought to you by Lucas Oil, proud sponsor of the AMA Motocross Series. By GoPro, the world leader in wearable HD sports cameras. Be a hero, GoPro. By Rockstar, party like a rock star. Now available in 16 countries and 14 flavors. And by Toyota. Welcome back. The best dirt bike riders in the world gathered here for the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship on NBC Sports. We already have a race in the books today. Let's give you the highlights of 450 Moto number 1. Once that car turns sideways, the riders put the full focus down on the starting gate, and when it drops, they go. A couple riders try to jump it and get stuck. Take advantage of that on the inside of the yellow machine. It's Ryan Dungey on the number 5. He's going to elbow Andrew Short out of the way, but then Dungey has trouble, Jeff. Yeah, through this rhythm section here, coming into this left-hander. Watch this mistake here. He goes over Byrne 1, over 2, and off the track. Can't find a safe line onto the track until this section. And that allows Josh Grant on the 33 to take over the lead. Meanwhile, not too much further back, a battle for 4th place. Watch this. Mike Alessi on the 800. Tommy Hahn on the number 10. Slices to the inside and takes over the spot. And Ben Townley tries to follow him through as well. And Josh Grant's got it for a while here, Jeff, but then it comes undone. Watch this. The rain was coming down. It got a little bit slippery. Lays the Yamaha down to the left and gives the lead to Ryan Dungey. Dungey out front has a nice lead, but there's always an X factor in Pennsylvania. You never know about the weather. Dungey wins it, but the rain starts to come down. So the track could be completely different here from moto number 2. We'll give you the results, though, of that first race. And remember, we'll combine the results here with the results from the race coming up to determine your overall champion for the day. Don't forget about Andrew Short there in 3rd place. He's in contention as well. He was fast, he was strong, but is today the day that he can get that overall? It's a beautiful day now. The rain is gone, the sun is out, the fans are on their feet. This is the big one. And don't forget our defending series champ and points leader Chad Reed struggled big time in that first race outside of the top 10. He'll be on the number 1 bike, the green Kawasaki, trying to bounce back here. We're just moments away from the 2nd and championship deciding moto here today at High Point. And banging, it's the 46 of Ryan Sipes out of Kentucky, grabbing the whole shot, and Andrew Short, who we talked about on the 29, the red bike, takes over the lead. This could be the day for Short. Go ahead, Jeff Alessi in 3rd. Mike Alessi, oh, and he gets past. That's Matt Moss in the Suzuki, slicing past Alessi to get into 3rd. I'm telling you, that start was crazy. Dungey was in the middle. He got banged all around. Looks like he's sitting in about 5th right now. So our first moto winner, Dungey, back to 5th. The man who was 3rd in the first race, Andrew Short in the lead. And there's that huge double jump you were talking about, Jeff. Wow, and Alessi chose to go to the inside and not jump it. Moss went to the outside. But here it is, 29, Andrew Short had a strong ride that first moto.
Is this the moto where he can put it together and finally take it over?
Oh, look at Sipes! Tried to triple foot come off the pegs. That's going to allow the Australian, Matt Moss, on the yellow machine to take over second. And now Alessi, he'll work his way past Sipes as well. So Alessi on the machines up to third.
Here comes Grant around the outside of Sipes. He's got fourth.
Josh Grant second in the first moto. Like you said, Jeff, up to
Moss is down.
Moss is down in the 712. And now Sipes coming back on Grant. All kinds of action here in the opening lap. Almost impossible to keep up with it. And despite all this traffic, we don't see Chad Reed at all.
Well, remember, in Moto 1, we had the rain come down. The track was incredibly slippery and tough. Now there's actually some traction out there in spots. So could that be, is it deceiving for a rider like Moss that came into one of the classic off-cameras here at High Point, grabbed too much front brake, and lay the bike over?
And talk about the off-cameras, Jeff. That's what makes this track tricky. What is an off-camber turn?
Well, where the outside of the turn falls away from you, the inside is high, the outside is low. But I tell you, Josh Grant, oh, look at him!
Woo, Grant of the blue bikes.
Around the inside, just that section is so hard packed there, and he did a great job of keeping that Yamaha on two wheels, because when he got on the throttle, that thing just went sideways on him.
Amazing that he was able to keep the bike on two wheels. Now there's definitely a grudge match here between Alessi on the orange and Grant on the blue. Both out of Southern California. They've grown up racing together. There's bad blood. And here we go, Grant on the inside. And that was a surprisingly clean pass considering the history between these two.
That means that Grant is focused. He's not worried about Alessi. He's worried about winning the overall here today. But what a move that Grant put on. He just stuck the Yamaha to the inside, got the weight on the outside peg, and just accelerated around.
Then behind Alessi at the 46 of Sipes. Sideways Sipes again. Oh. That's the second time he's nearly thrown it away. And taking advantage. Your first moto winner, the number 5, Ryan Dungey.
Oh, no, Sipes holds it.
Launching a downhill triple. And here's that big right-hand double jump, Jeff.
Massive double jump from the inside. The outside, you can square it up a little bit and look at it from the inside where Sipes went. You're just turning the whole way up the face. But for Sipes right now, his heart rate has got to be pumping, okay? He's making it pretty exciting for himself. And he's got all kinds of pressure with Metcalfe behind him. You got Dungey, Moss, Gerke, HAHN, and Chisholm rounding out the top 10.
And Chad Reed 16th early. Here comes Dungey on the 5. Another attack on the 46 of Sipes and the 24 Metcalfe right behind them.
Oh, he almost goes down.
Oh, Dungey missed the line. I can't believe he kept it on two wheels.
How strong is Ryan Dungey to hold that bike up? That was physically had to plant his foot and use all of his strength in his body to keep that bike from laying over to the right. He's going for it, though, and he has to, because Short's up front, Grant's in third. Those are the riders at the moment that he is challenging for the overall.
Here he goes again around the outside. Now they're going to triple. Now they're going to both choose the double-double, and Dungey is able to finally make the move on Ryan Sipes. And then you got the 24 Metcalfe. Oh! It looks like Sipes tried to get him back. Tremendous action here in Pennsylvania. You got to stay with us here on NBC Sports. We're in the home of West Virginia University, Morgantown, West Virginia, your host city. Stay tuned.
AMA Super.
Check out AlliedSports.com. Follow the rest of the series live with webcasts all season long. Also, AlliedSports.com provides videos, photos, results, athlete bios, and more. You can even check out more information on our first moto winner today, Ryan Dungey, and the rest of this field, all at Allied Sports. Jeff, Emig, Josh Grant is going backwards on the number 33. He's struggling.
He is struggling big time, and he slowed up. For some reason, he seems to be all over the place. The back of the bike is moving around quite a bit. It doesn't look like that he has a flat rear tire or anything, but for some reason, he cannot keep the bike straight.
He was in second, and now he's lost a whole bunch of ground. In fact, he's being passed by the 712 of Moss. That'll push him back to 11th. Is it the rear suspension of the 33?
The suspension or the rear tire, I'm not sure, but the back of the bike just seems to be shaking all around. And you see how cautiously he's riding. He's just tiptoeing around at this point, and it's so early in the moto that, you know.
Oh, yeah, he could be out of the points.
Yeah,
you only get points for top 20, and he's already back to 12th. And that just means it could fall in the hands of Andrew Short.
Look at Andrew Short just finding the smooth line way on the outside, riding the outside there.
Here's a battle. There's a battle. Dungey is going after Alessi. And this could make a huge difference. If Dungey can go first and second today in the two motos, he can edge short for the overall, but he's got to take second from Alessi to get it. And Mike Alessi, he's a master at getting good starts and then making it difficult for you to pass him. So Alessi there in the orange, Jeff. Dungey's got a real challenge to try to get by him.
Mike Alessi's not going to make it easy one bit. Like I said, he's had some frustrating motos here. Now he's got to start, and let's just see how deep he can dig and try to nail it. But right now, Short was running a 221. Alessi and Dungey and Metcalfe all 222s.
So Andrew Short beginning to pull away from this battle for second. Third is Dungey on the yellow number 5, and then the Australian Brett Metcalfe is fourth on the number 24, and he's ready to take advantage. These two guys hook up or lock up. He might roll right by them for second.
I'm telling you, this group is getting tight right now, and Alessi, he needs to keep looking forward right now, keep trying to lower that lap time. I know it's going to be hard to do with the number 5 breathing down your neck.
Now, Alessi riding that 350cc bike, KTM, the manufacturer believes that that's the wave of the future. Less power, but a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to handle. What do you think right now on this type of racetrack? It's rugged, it's tough. Is it a disadvantage or an advantage?
Well, we'll see how this moto plays out, but I mean, he's already won a moto this year, so yeah, he proved that that bike can win, and the team is behind him 100%. But right now, who is behind him is the rider that's won the last 3 motos in a row.
And Tiffany Simons has a report on Mike Alessi. Go ahead, Tiffany.
I was talking with Mike Alessi, and he told me earlier today he is still very confident about his bike being the 350, going up against the other 450 riders. He thinks he can compete with them and win. He did a similar setup today as he did in Texas. And he really thinks the lighter bike gives him the advantage, especially at the end of the race. When you're looking at about 5 minutes left, other guys are struggling, they're tired, and now he still is going because he has a lighter bike.
Thanks, Tiffany, and they are duking it out. Alessi and Dungey. Dungey had it for one corner. Alessi comes back and gets him. So Alessi back to the number 2 position. What a race. Oh! Alessi almost throws it away. How did he get the bike back underneath him?
I'm telling you what, Ryan Dungey better be glad he wasn't any closer, or he would have T-boned him. They both would have been down, but these riders are duking it out. Metcalfe's watching this whole thing, and he's gaining confidence the whole time. And look, just the right of your screen, when you get a chance, top of your screen, that yellow bike of Tommy Hahn is back on the gas again, running in 5th.
Yeah, he's close as well. There's that big right-hand turn double jump. Now a left-hander, only one line through this corner. And then it starts getting crazy as they go through these ruts and these jumps in this next section.
Well, it is getting choppy. And watch Alessi way down to the inside here, nailing that double. Let's see if...
Oh, nice line by Dungey. Triples. Alessi's going to be stubborn around the outside. Whose line's going to work as they go back uphill? The 350 against the 450. Dungey a foot off and holds on, Jeff.
Wow, he landed in those ruts, just pulled his right foot off the pegs. That could be disastrous if it kicks you off too far, but what a pass for Dungey. He just kept working on Alessi, didn't give him any breathing room, and finally takes over second.
Well, that's critical. With Andrew Short in the lead, Dungey second. Alessi back to third, then Metcalfe and Hahn in the top 5. This could be enough for Dungey to win the overall, but it's early in the season, Jeff, and I've heard you say it a lot of times before. You do get championship points in every moto. It's not just based on the overall for the day. So Dungey wants to score maximum points. He's going to have to go after the 29 of Short.
Yeah, that's it. You just go for it right all the way to the checkered flag as hard as you can.
That's what Dungey's going to try to do. Can he run down the 29 of Andrew Short? The fans sure want him to do it. Great racing here at High Point. Stay with us.
In the late
Cross Championship, and the man of the Rockstar Suzuki, Tommy Hahn, working his way into the top 5, and now he wants a piece of the top 3. He's one half of this Hahn brothers tandem, taking this series by storm. Let's send it down to Jackie Pickering with more on the Hahn boys.
Thanks, guys. Well, the Hahn brothers are no stranger to the racing industry. They both had successful careers as amateurs on the Loretta Lynn circuit, and right now they are establishing themselves at the pro ranks. Tommy is racing in the 450s right now, and Will is behind me getting ready for the 250 class, and I've got to tell you, I cannot wait for Will to move up to the premier class to race against his brother, because if there is one word that describes these two, it is definitely competitive.
I will freaking smoke you shooting skeet. We're in Texas. This is where my brother and I live.
When we were growing up, it was always competitive, and you know, it's always been playful too, but it's the same way to this day. Like, I want to be better on race day than he does, because on the way home, it's Susie has the bragging rights, you know?
It's pretty easy to forget about me I'm not really outspoken or anything. I just try to let my riding do the talking.
Well, if you guys just can't get enough and like to see this feature in its entirety, make sure to log on to allysports.com. Now, I've got to tell you guys, I've enjoyed watching these two race. How about you guys?
Thanks, Jack. It's phenomenal, actually, the effort Tommy Hahn's putting in right now. In fact, he's going after the 800 of Mike Alessi. He's inspired right now to one-up his brother. Uh-oh. Chad Reed, our defending series champ, is in the pits.
You see his mechanic, Dana Wiggins, has got the cutters there, cutting the front brake line off of the bike. That's so that it doesn't go into the front wheel area. And look, it's up top. It looks good. There's something down where the front brake caliper mounts to the lower fork leg.
Wow, how quickly things can change in this game. Chad Reed, usually Mr. Consistency, has had a rough go of it today. And Andrew Short, who had a rough go of it with mechanical troubles at our race last week in Texas, he's the big benefactor. The 29 is gone. Now, Andrew Short is kind of the working man's hero. Came out of Colorado, not real superstar in the amateur ranks as a kid, but he has slowly but surely built toward this, trying to win a moto. We thought these two would be battling for the win. The 5 of Dungey, the 33 of Josh Grant, is actually lapped down with some mechanical troubles.
Showing him in 31st position right now, 0 points on a day that he legitimately was a contender for the overall. And this is going to be devastating for the overall championship.
Right, so Reed with mechanical troubles, Grant with mechanical troubles. Andrew Short had problems with his bike last week. This is a grueling sport for man and machine. And right now, the guy looking to take advantage of all that, be consistent, score points is the 5 of Dungey.
Yeah, and look how Dungey started out with the 10-5, 5-10, something like that in the first moto. I mean, in the first race.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he's had 3 moto wins, and now he's setting second in this moto. So it's been the flip-flop, right? Just all through this season.
So there's Dungey in second. It'll be interesting to see if he goes after Short. Short has a 9-second advantage over Dungey. There's a lot of racing left. You can see the countdown clock at the top of the screen. When that counts down to 0, we'll have 2 more laps to go. What's happening down there with Chad Reed, Tiffany?
Hey guys, as you saw, Chad Reed pulled off. They could not repair that front brake, so he has left. He has walked back to his trailer, and he will not be finishing the race today.
Wow.
Chad Reed has left the building.
That is a bombshell.
Oh.
He had the red plate you saw on his bike. The points leader runs the red plate. Certainly, he will not be the points leader after this one when we calculated. It could be this guy, Dungey, that takes over the #1 spot. But for Reed, that's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, and he also had problems with his motor coach. His motor coach wasn't here this weekend either.
Really?
Something
mechanical
broke on
trouble
that.
there?
Yeah, all around.
Walking under ladders and seeing black cats out there, breaking mirrors.
I'm telling you, though, for the number 5, though, Ryan Dungey, once again, he's getting it done.
Look at this scrap back here. Grant, like we said, is a lap down, but he doesn't care. He's racing these guys like he's on the lead lap. 24 is Metcalfe. Now we hear it was a front tire problem for Grant. So they were able to fix that, and that's why now that he's back out a lap down, he's able to run the same speed as his other riders. Now he's not taking it bar to bar with these guys. He's going to race them, but not trying to knock them down.
Yeah, I mean, technically, he's a lapped rider right there. You see him getting the blue flag with the yellow cross through it. Grant's running 30th. Goes ahead and lets Metcalfe by right now. Metcalfe putting in such a great ride here this moto, setting in 3rd right now, about 16 seconds behind, 13 seconds behind the leader, but only 4 seconds off of Dungey. So Metcalfe, we know he's a hard charger. He's got the pressure of Tommy HAHN right here, who sends it forth, that is going to keep the pressure on him. If these guys can get it together, Dungey makes any mistake at all, and if they get by Dungey, that could change the points all up, possibly give Andrew Short the overall. So this race is far from over.
Well, what are the odds of making a mistake like that for Dungey on this track? It's flooded, we have some rain, some mud.
It can happen. I'm telling you. But Tommy HAHN been so impressed with him and this Rockstar energy drink candidate pet food Suzuki team. You see him pulling his roll-offs there. He's rocking it.
He is rocking it right now. Rocketing into the top 5 and trying to run down Brett Metcalfe for 3rd. We'll be right back.
Tuesday.
Tremendous action here at the Rockstar Energy Drink High Point National. Looking at Tommy HAHN here in 10th. Was going back and forth with Brett Metcalfe for 3rd. And Jeff Emig, he made a bunch of mistakes. And here comes the 800 coming after him. 33 of Josh Grant's a lap down. And even though Grant's a lap down, He's trying to move up as far as he can to try to get back in the points and score some championship points today. And Grant and Alessi are not friends. There's no doubt about that. They grew up riding and racing together in Southern California. They are bitter enemies. I think their dads have gotten into it at times. And even though Grant's a lap down, I don't think he wants Alessi to pass him anyway.
He's certainly not letting him by there. No. Once he gets the blue flags, then he's going to be into a situation where he'll get into a situation where he could possibly get fined if he was holding up the lead riders. But right now his pace is fast enough to deserve to be up there. But I tell you, the real problem is just in front of them was Tommy HAHN, who had actually worked his way forward, and the last lap he had a really bad lap, and that allowed Alessi to close right back up on him. But once again here, Grant's kind of stalled out Alessi's drive on Tommy HAHN.
Well, the Alessis claim that Josh Grant ended their season last year. Alessi had broken his kneecap at this race as he now puts Grant a lap down, at least temporarily. Look at Grant trying to fight back. Anyway, Alessi had a knee injury, then he tried to come back a couple weeks later, and Grant knocked him down, and that was the end of Alessi's season. So they are definitely riding with some bad blood between them. Let's go back to our leader, Andrew Short, out of Colorado, now lives in Texas. Out front today here in Pennsylvania.
And this could be the beginning to Andrew Short's season, because he's had we all know we've had a couple races in book, but this could be his opportunity to start winning. You see the yellow bike of Ryan Dungey just about 4 or 5 seconds up behind him, but he needs to press all the way to the finish and try to get this moto win.
Tiffany, what do you know about Andrew Short? What's happening down there?
Well, he was telling me earlier today the plan was to get momentum going for this season. He said every year he starts out a little slow or he runs into a bit of bad luck, but he finds that one race to get some momentum swinging his way, and then the consistency follows. And he told me earlier he feels like this is that race where it's all going to start happening for him. And the key to it was the start. He said that sets the time for the entire rest of the day.
It certainly could, but you know what, Jason? He's got some company right now, because the number 5, once again, look how close he is across the stripe. This time around 1.5 seconds, Ryan Dungey.
And both of these guys train so hard. For you folks maybe new to this game and think, oh, the motors are doing all the work. Jeff, you've been at this level before. You've won this race before. Talk about the fatigue now 24 minutes into this moto.
Well, it certainly does, but both riders have their races here in the second moto have just been perfect, okay? They haven't had to be out of their comfort zone. Dungey now laying down the fastest lap time, 2:21 that time around. The Short was a 2:24, so Short's actually off the pace a little bit. This is when the mental side of things, see the blue flag there, that's for the lap rider just on the outside. The leaders are coming by. I tell you, for Short, this is going to be frustrating right now because Dungey's just reeled him in, and the problem is if you're that leader that's just gotten caught, is the fans are totally behind the guy that's in second, right? They're wanting to see him close this race up, and that's Ryan Dungey.
Well, as Tiffany said, this needs to be a momentum builder for Short. If he wins the moto, that would be huge. If he gets run down with a 9-second lead, I'm not so sure. So he's going to have to fight Dungey for this one. And this section is really running out. Dungey's been using this outside to inside line. Watch him work his way to the left side of the track.
See at the top of your screen right here, a little over 5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. So roughly 5 or 6 laps, 4 or 5 laps.
That's going to feel like an hour if you're Andrew Short. You've got Ryan Dungey all over your back fender.
Yeah, and Dungey's got the momentum. He's got some great lines. He's sitting there watching, okay, sitting behind and watching the lines, and he knows where he's faster.
Now there you see event points. That determines your overall champion for the day. Dungey does not have to pass Short. He'll still win the overall here at the Rockstar Energy Drink National, but championship points, you want to win by 5 points if you can, not 2. So Dungey has some motivation here.
You look at the big picture, it's still all about taking it one race at a time, getting the maximum amount of points you can. First place pays 25 points, and you never know when you're going to need those extra 3 points later on in the season. And if you kind of take it easy in this moto and say, oh, I'll just, I got the overall.
Here's Dungey on the inside, jumping uphill, and a nice job of boxing out Short to the outside. Now Short cuts back. Dungey looks over, puts the wheels in front. Ryan Dungey out of Minnesota, the 20-year-old, into the #1 spot. What a ride, and that is one thing in the development of Ryan Dungey that has never wavered. His fitness, his strength down the stretch. The guy is an incredible athlete. Whether you're running, whether you're on a bicycle or on a motorcycle, and that pays off at times like this.
I'll tell you, there were people that thought that Team Suzuki Dungey after the first round that they just spent too much time on the Supercross Championship, didn't prepare enough for this championship, that the bike was off and all that, but he's came back and just proved to everybody that the bike and the rider is fit and ready to go and poised to be a champion.
And with guys like Chad Reed and Josh Grant suffering from mechanical problems with their motorcycles today, Dungey is going to make up huge points in this summer-long championship. He's trying to get the maximum today as he pulls away from Andrew Short down the stretch. The 5 of Ryan Dungey, trying to make it a perfect day and winning both races. Short tries to keep it honest down the stretch.
Well, motocross is truly an event for the fans, but you're probably wondering how these fans get around. Right now, we're walking from the pit area into the fan area, and we are under the finish line in a tunnel. And there are a series of tunnels that lead all throughout the track. And right now, we are walking into the great wide open, and this is the fan area. Out here, there is everything you could ever need. Hot dogs, shaved ice, lemonade, whatever you want. And of course, one of the best views of the track.
And here's what those fans are getting a look at. Ryan Dungey, dominant form now. Made the pass on Andrew Short and is pulling away. And Jeff, we talk about how fit Andrew Short is and how fit Ryan Dungey is. Is it more mental at this part of the moto that allowed Dungey to make that move?
It definitely has to be. I mean, Dungey, he is just so confident and he believes in himself there. And Short had it going. Down around the 221, even the 220, or low 221. Right now, he just jumped up to about a 225. The last couple of laps had a 224 before that. So you can see he gave up upwards of, well, 10 seconds just in, 2 or 3 laps. So.
Can't do that with a hungry Ryan Dungey out there. The clock at the top of the screen where it now says 3 to go has expired. So we are a half hour now into this moto. And that means the next time Dungey comes through the finish line area, they'll give him a board that says 2. That means 2 laps to go, and he has a lead of 4 seconds over Short. So if he can keep that Rockstar Makita Suzuki upright, he'll have the win today.
And he has had some great line choice here today. Some of the off-cambers where he's just gone around the inside, not really searched for that outside berm to bank off. He's just been very patient with his riding. Great throttle control. He's not really hammering the throttle and getting things all squirrely. He is really getting the power to the ground, and just a fantastic ride once again. I mean, what can you say when a rider comes out and does this?
Now, a couple of years ago, the book on Dungey was that he was strong on the racetrack, but when the championship pressure came down, sometimes he would buckle mentally. He has definitely proven himself over the last year and a half, winning every championship he's gone for. Here's Andrew Short at the #2 spot, still better than it's been the last couple of weeks for Short.
Well, he was looking for something to spark his season, something to get things back on track, and I certainly say that this is a great weekend for him. As of right now, he's going to need a little bit of luck or a little mistake by Dungey to actually win the moto, but still, this is something really positive to build on. And obviously, Red Bull Honda and Short and everybody, they've got the settings on the bike right, and this is definitely a confidence builder.
Short's a family man. His wife, Jackie, actually was a professional women's motocross racer a couple of years ago.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackie Short, and they got a ranch down there in Texas where they do their riding. Beautiful 2-year-old daughter, Emma. Let's go back to Brett Metcalfe, the Australian in 3rd. This is his first season on the big bike. He was racing the 250 division for a long, long time, and he has really found a fit here in the Premier class in 2010.
Well, and the Geico Power Sports Honda team, moving him up to the 450 showed that their racing program can support the 250 or the 450 bike, and he's been awesome here in the second moto. Just a great ride. Had to deal with HAHN, a couple of those guys, and just really kept his head on straight, didn't make any mistakes. Looking at a podium finish this moto.
Metcalfe's been in the U.S. about 10 years now, but still looking for his first win. If he keeps up front like this, it could happen. Tommy Hahn won his first race last year. He actually ended the 2009 season by winning the last round.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
you remember how happy? I love seeing that. And so on that day, he had the bragging rights over Wilbur.
Oh,
no
yes.
doubt about it. And being the last race, it lasted almost a full year.
Hey, we said it just a few weeks ago. He had still had the win streak going. You win the last round. He had a win streak going for months. So here's Tommy in 4th, the #10. And Mike Alessi. I don't think Alessi came out here to get 5th. He wants to contend for this championship. And in a pretty good start, a bunch of riders got by him. And that's not where Mike Alessi needs to be if he wants to win this title. We'll get him here in the shot. Here he is on the orange, number 800. White flag is out. Ryan Dungey looking to go 1-1 on the day. That's exactly what he did a week ago in Texas, but here's the difference. Texas, 100-degree heat. It was a sand track. Today we've got clay and dirt. It was cool and it was muddy. It was about as opposite as the condition could get. And Dungey, same result.
Well, yeah, he's definitely shown that he's fit. There's no doubt about it, and that he has stepped up. And earlier in his career, the mental side of things, he has certainly proved all of his critics wrong once again. And he's earning the respect of everyone in the industry, and he's earning some large paychecks along the way, not only for race wins, but championships also. So what a day for Ryan Dungey.
Funny story about Dungey, he is known for his 100% focus. In fact, the team sometimes has to tell him to take time off and enjoy it and back it down. Now, there were rumors, believe it or not, in some of the tabloids that he has been linked to dating Britney Spears' sister, Jamie Lynn Spears, and after he struggled at the opening round at Hangtown, some of his competitors were happy. They're saying, yeah, maybe he's starting to party, maybe he's not training anymore, and Dungey said that's not true, and then he won in Texas, and he's going to win here. Obviously, the rumors that he is enjoying the fruits of his labor a little too much, they're unconfirmed.
He's been too busy heading back and forth to the bank.
You know? His arms are tired from carrying all that money.
Right. I've been there, man. You gotta, it's busy, taking all the time, waiting in the line, all that.
Tough problem to have, Jeff. That's really unfortunate. Maybe you can analyze that a little more for me. Rub it in. So Dungey's only a few corners away from taming High Point Raceway. Now, he was your champion last year in the 250 class, and that's a pretty tough thing to do, to go out and win the 450 title in your first year. It's a totally different bike and totally different competition. How hard is the transition from one bike to the next?
Well, it should be a bit of a transition, you know. It seems like, I mean, everybody gives you a little grace if you need it, and, you know, some time is his first year, but now he stepped up to the 450, and he's been the guy all year, and that says a lot about who he is as an individual, and the things that you hear from the race team is that he's got that attitude. Look, man, you tell me to eat lima beans, I eat lima beans. Whatever I got to do to win the race, I'll do it, and, you know, consequently, he has been successful at every level of the sport now.
Actually lives down on Ricky Carmichael's farm in Florida. That's where he does his riding and training, and it pays off at moments like this. Ryan Dungey wins the Rockstar Energy National at High Point. 2 in a row for the kid born in Minnesota and definitely feeling it here in Pennsylvania. Stay with us. We'll talk to our winner.
Hey,
welcome back. Just outside of Morgantown, West Virginia, here at High Point Raceway. And Jackie Pickering enjoying the highlights of a great day motocross. Jackie?
Oh yeah, guys, well, High Point is not just a race, but it is a family affair. Right now I'm with the Cochran family from West Virginia, and they are cooking up something good. Alan, what do you have going on here?
Got some potatoes and some pork chops.
Well, it smells delicious. I'm sorry for you guys, but just a reminder for all you action sports fans out there, be sure to tune in 2 weeks for the Dew Tour. It kicks off in Boston with the Skate Open. Well, I'm going to stay here and eat some food, but we're going to send it over to Tiffany, who is with the winner.
Thank you, Jackie. Here with Ryan Dungey, and you have done it yet again, finishing 1-1, 2 weekends in a row. You talked about going back to the basics, but it seemed like today, mentally, you were prepared to just be patient and wait for your turn.
Yeah, you know, I got off to a great start. You know, I got to thank the whole team. We made some adjustments for the moto. The rain came the first moto, so it was kind of up in there. We didn't know what to do, but I got to really give it up to them. You know, the man above, my family, and the track turned out unbelievable. They really did a great job, and just really happy on the day.
All right, well, congratulations to you.
Thank you much.
Guys.
Let's give your Lucas Oil race recap and show you how Ryan Dungey got this win, battling early. Josh Grant, Mike Alessi, but Grant had some mechanical troubles that dropped him way back. He finished 24th in this moto, Jeff.
Yeah, you can see Grant's bike was all over the place. It was frustrating, but no more frustrating than for the #1 reigning champion, red plate, of Chad Reed. Just a horrible day all around.
Yeah, broken front brake, and he had to walk back to the pits and couldn't get the bike back on the track. Then Ryan Dungey tracks down early race leader Andrew Short, makes this pass uphill on the inside to grab the lead, and that's how it happened. Ryan Dungey taking the win. Let's go back down to the podium with Tiffany.
Andrew, I know you were looking to get your momentum back underneath you today. What happened out there when Dungey came and passed you up?
Man, he was flying. I had nothing for him. I got kind of tight when he was behind me, but he like I said, he was just going good. I felt good as well, and it's great to get some momentum going.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Red Bull Honda. All those guys are great, the whole team, and give the glory to God. Thanks.
All right, guys.
Little victory, though, for Andrew Short. He did have the Rockstar Energy Drink fastest lap of the race with a 2-minute and 20-second lap time. That's good. He ends up second overall, and the Australian veteran Brett Metcalfe ends up in third. And out of the top 10, Chad Reed nowhere in sight. Some major championship points made up today by Ryan Dungey. This series is all sorts of mixed up.
It's all over the place. And Short, you know, 42 points here today. That's 42 more than what Chad Reed.
Absolutely. Let's go back down to Tiffany on the podium.
Brett, your first season out here, and you get a third-place finish. And I think the key for you today was not to make mistakes. How did you avoid that?
Very difficult, actually. The track was super technical today, a lot of ruts. And that rain in the first moto made the track better in the second moto. So, you know, I'm just stoked. I got a much better start, done up tires, Gulco Passports factory connection, Honda Fox, Hams oil, Pro Circuit, performance shrink, MX7, Schaefer tracks, and my wife. Thanks.
Catch your breath, and congratulations. Back to you guys.
Standing up here, what do you think it's going to take to run up the front?
A lot of great events coming up here as part of the Alliance of Action Sports, Ally. So you definitely want to keep tuned to us here on NBC Sports. That includes in 2 weeks, we're talking about the Do Action Sports Tour. 3-time Cup champion Ryan Sheckler will look to repeat his World Championship status again at the Do Tour Skate Open coming in 2 weeks on NBC. We'll be back with more motocross, the Rockstar Energy Drink Red Bud National on July 3rd and the Nike 6.0 BMX Open on July 24th. AllySports.com, the Alliance of Action Sports. Man, whatever you're into, we got it for you, man. And motocross make us find a great fit.
Oh, yeah.
Great fit there. Ryan Dungey up on the podium. Now the question is, for the rest of this season, can a guy like Chad Reed get the momentum back? It's going to be awfully tough.
And look at that sight there. I love being up on the podium like that. Just a wave, the ocean of people here.
These are upcoming rounds of the Toyota moving forward schedule. These are the races that Reed, Grant, Alessi, the rest of the boys are going to have to try to take it back from Dungey. We're going to Budds Creek, Maryland, then Mile High in Colorado, then Red Bud in Michigan, and then Millville, Minnesota, the infamous sand track there. And big thanks to Speed and NBC Sports providing coverage of this series. Jeff, Ryan Dungey has put a stamp on this. Can anyone stop this freight train for the rest of the year?
Well, other riders, they certainly have the opportunity to. You know, he's certainly, those last 4 motos, he's been dominant, but we're going to have to see how deep a rider can dig, like Chad Reed. What can Grant do to rebound? Okay, Mike Alessi, these guys can. Andrew Short build off of this leading into the next round in Budds Creek. Okay, number 5 is the guy with the target on his back right now and on his glove, but you know, he's going to be tough to stop. They're going to have to show some serious heart, some serious determination if they want to do it.
During the Indoor Supercross Tour, Ryan Dungey took advantage of a lot of riders having bad luck and injuries, and some of the boys said, when we get a chance at them, we can take them down. They've had their chance. They weren't able to do it so far. The kid wins again here at High Point. Thanks for watching our show. Check out AllySports.com for more info. For Jackie Pickering, Tiffany Simons, and Jeff Femming, I'm Jason Wygant. Congratulations to Ryan Dungey.